guys, and welcome to another video. So Sunderland have made a signing, and it is a familiar face. It has been rumoured quite a lot over the last few days in particular. It is none other than Mr. Patrick Roberts, and I am absolutely buzzing with this. Absolutely buzzing. He is signed on a 2-year deal. Of course, towards the back end of last season, he was absolutely pivotal in our playoff push and in the success that came at the end of the season. He was absolutely central to it all. He was so good towards the back end of last season. You know, he played for us, I think it was 17 times in total last season, and he just seemed to progress with every single game. At first, I did think, I'm not too sure. But then Alex Neil, it's another player who, Alex Neil, after, a few games or a month or so, Alex Neil really dug his teeth into him, really sunk his claws into him, and he become an Alex Neil player. A little bit like Lyndon Gooch, we were talking about on the other video the other day with Lyndon Gooch's contract extension. Gooch, for me, he could be the most frustrating player on the planet. And then after a month or two, under Alex Neil, he's a completely different player. And it proved to be the exact same case with Patrick Roberts. He was so good. His influence on games, the way he can get in behind, drifting, cut in from right to left or left to right, vice versa. He has that real quality as well. That real quality, and he scored arguably one of the most important goals of the season, of course, in the semi-final second leg against Sheffield Wednesday. So he absolutely deserves a contract. And he's still only, 25 years of age. He's still got plenty of time to improve as well. Absolutely plenty of time for Alex Neil to continue to coach and nurture him. And he could easily be like a huge star for us next season if he is to grow and continue. But we will have a look at the statement made by the club. So Sunderland AFC is delighted to announce that Patrick Roberts has signed a new contract at the Stadium of Light. The 25-year-old, who initially moved to Wearside in January, has agreed fresh terms with the club and penned a 2-year deal until 2024. Roberts impressed throughout the second part of the 2021-22 campaign, making 17 appearances and scoring the match winner in the lads' playoff semi-final victory over Sheffield Wednesday. The former Manchester City forward lined up at Wembley Stadium 1 week later as Alex Neil's side secured promotion to the second tier following a dominant display against Wycombe Wanderers. Roberts, 25, will now look to make his mark on the Championship once again, having featured in this division previously for Fulham, Middlesbrough and Derby County. Patrick Roberts said, "My mind has always been made up about where I want to be, and it feels amazing to be back after what we achieved last season. I'm pleased that we have done the deal early because I can now enjoy pre-season and get ready for the new campaign, which I felt was important. The club and the staff, including the gaffer, have been amazing, and now I just want to do my best for all those people and take us even further forward." Alex Neil said, "I've always liked Patrick Roberts as a player, and I've tried to sign him a couple of times, or a couple of occasions should I say, for different clubs. From working with him during my time here, he is exactly what I anticipated. He has real quality, can make the difference in big games, and he has an excellent work ethic and attitude. He will be a really important player for us once again next season." Now, Patrick Roberts, for me, he was one of those players where, of course, he seems to have, the world at his feet. The world was his oyster when he first signed for Manchester City. He went on loan to Celtic, and he was going to be like the next big thing. And then he just kind of sort of pitted out a little bit, didn't he? The sort of buzz around him just seemed to slowly fade. He wasn't quite working out after his first stint at Celtic, where he was loved there, wasn't he? And then he was getting moved from pillar to post, different places, different loan spells here and there. Didn't really find himself at home. Didn't really get his foot under the door, at any place. And there was question marks about, attitude and application and stuff like that. And as you can see from what Alex Neil said, that he has the sort of work ethic and the correct attitude, which is fantastic. And I think Alex Neil's very good at doing that, which takes me on to the next topic, slightly off topic on this one, but players with a bad attitude or known for a bad attitude or maybe off the pitch kind of attitudes, we've been heavily linked with the likes of Ravel Morrison, which is absolutely split the Sunderland fan base. Apparently, he might be signing for Sunderland. There's nothing concrete. There's a lot of rumours, and he's actually liked a couple of Sunderland posts as well recently, so we'll keep our eyes on that one. But I just think that Alex Neil is very, very good at getting the best out of certain players, and maybe players that are deemed to be troublemakers, like the likes of Morrison. If you can get someone like Ravel Morrison going in the Championship, then you've got an absolutely class player in your hands. But back to Patrick Roberts, I don't want to take away from him. I just thought I'd drop that in there and mention it because for me, on a free, I would take Morrison. But either way, yeah, Patrick Roberts, it's an absolute no-brainer for me. I think this was a sort of the last piece of business that needed to be done before we really push on and bring in new players. Because, you know, you've got the likes of Clark, maybe, or Broadhead that could potentially come back. But Roberts was one I think we needed to get done really quickly because I think he could easily be snapped up by anyone else because he does have that much quality. Broadhead for me, of course, I want Broadhead back. I wouldn't mind Clark back. I wouldn't be heartbroken if Clark wasn't to come back. Broadhead, you know, I'd love him back, but I don't know whether we're going to get out price and stuff. So I just thought Patrick Roberts was the most sort of realistic one and the one that I think that we needed to get done quickly. Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened. But we have. We've got it over the line. I'm absolutely buzzing with that. Of course, let me know in the comments down below how you feel about the signing of Patrick Roberts on a permanent deal for 2 years. Also, I think it was yesterday, Anthony Patterson signed a brand new 4-year deal. I'm not going to go through all the quotes and the statements and all that kind of stuff, but there was actually a bit of a mixed bag on Twitter, on social media in terms of reactions to this. Because for me, I think that's absolutely fantastic. There's nothing but a positive. Of course, I've said that I would like to see us bring in a real championship standing keeper, and that's not to say that Anthony Patterson can't eventually become a championship standard keeper, and he should be our number one going into the season. He's thoroughly deserved that. But if we're being completely honest, Anthony Patterson has had, you know, half a season in League One where he did well. That is the highest experience, highest level experience he's had. Do you know what I mean? Yes, he comes from the academy and he's done fantastic, and we love him because he's homegrown and it's, you know, it's home talent. But you know, there's only so much that half a season in League One can do for you. Championship standards, it's a huge jump. You come up against completely different players. But of course, he does, you know, he deserves the opportunity, like I say. But we absolutely do need another keeper. So when I say that some of the fans were split in their reaction to this and their responses to this, there was quite a few people that were just sort of like, oh, does that mean that we're not getting a new keeper and type thing? You know, we kind of just settle in for this, and Anthony Patterson's only done that. Largely very positive response, but we did have that kind of section as well. I want to acknowledge that as well. And I do kind of understand to an extent when people are worried thinking, oh no, we're not getting another keeper in. Because I think we should get another keeper in. As I say, we absolutely need a championship standard keeper. And it's great to, you know, have that competition anyway, regardless of whether it be in the goalkeeper position or an outfield player. Every player needs competition. Otherwise, what's the point? You know, what's the point in trying to impress in training or really push yourself in training if you don't have that competition for a place? Otherwise, it's just sort of like, well, I can do what the hell I want. I can play shit in training. I can put in next to no effort or show little attitude and work ethic, and I'll still get chosen anyway because I have no one else to compete with me, if that makes sense. So Anthony Patterson, I think that's fantastic. To sign down for 4 years as well, because the lad, he has a hell of a lot of potential. Absolutely, he's a brilliant shot stopper. He's improved drastically over the course of the season when he did come back last season from his loan spell. You know, it used to really sort of scare me when the crosser come in the box, he'd flap it. He was a bit weak, wasn't too dominant, you know, in the air, and he's improved in that massively. You know, that stop as well against Wickham in the final, in the playoff final, you know, when he's managed to stop it, and it's kind of like, I think it was the strike for Wickham, 1-on-1 with the keeper, and he stuck his leg out and it's kind of stuck between the ground and his leg. But it's a brilliant stop, 1-on-1 with the keeper, and that's just as important as a goal at that stage in the game, and a game of that sort of that sort of magnitude as well. But yeah, so two really good pieces of news there. Patrick Roberts signing, and then of course the extension of Anthony Patterson. As I say, there has been rumours about, you know, Morrison and other players here and there, but if anything is to be announced, I will of course be making a video as soon as humanly possible. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, and like the video if you have enjoyed, and of course subscribe if you are new. We are so close to 15,000 now. We've just passed 14,800. So we have under 200 to go. If you're someone who watches these videos, you enjoy them, but you just haven't quite clicked subscribe yet, it's free. And if you don't like it later down the line, you can always unsubscribe. It takes 2 seconds, bang, and you're done. But there you are. Like, subscribe, stay jammy, and I'll see you in a bit.